to?
Well, show withdrawals, Sydney show not happening. We keep bringing you daily updates. And one of the areas that maybe I haven't dabbled in too much, but I know you have, Lindsay Douglas, is the domestic animals, in particular the dogs. And we've been joined by a very special guest today. Brigette, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, Brigette Bryson, your surname is synonymous at Sydney Royal Easter Show with the domestic animals section. Tell me about your family's connection to that part of the show.
Yeah, so my dad's actually the chairman of the domestic animals section. So, and I'm a steward and the junior handler committee coordinator.
As part of your stewarding duties, they actually put you in charge of the live stream as well for big sections of it, educating the audience. Boy, do you get a crowd over there.
Sorry, I missed that last part, Lindsay.
You get a really big crowd over both on your live stream and at the live competition at Sydney Royal.
Yeah, we definitely do, especially on Best in Show Day, which is usually on the Easter Monday. So yeah, we get thousands of people in the audience and online at home watching too.
Brigette, can you give those of you who might not know you or your dad or anything about dog showing, where's the passion for you come from and how does the competition unfold?
Well, I was essentially born into it, I guess. A lot of people are. It's just something that used to be really, really popular. It has changed over the years. It's not as big as it used to be, but we still get between 3,000 and 4,000 entries each year at the Easter Show. So there's still quite a lot of people that do it. For me, and I think for most people I know, it just comes from a passion of animals. We love our dogs and we love being able to do a sport that incorporates the thing that we love.
Now, the Bryson family, is there a particular breed that they show or affiliated with, or are you broad spectrum in your love of our canine friends?
Well, it depends. For me and my parents, it's definitely foxhounds, English foxhounds that we're known worldwide for. And then I've got my sister that's really well known in Siberian Huskies. So we dabble in a few other breeds, but definitely hound people.
Thinking about Sydney show, we should be there today. It should be day one. We should be all catching up. Is there a place on the showground that has a really special place in your heart that means something to you?
Definitely the dog show lawns. Yeah, being out there on the green grass on the Easter Monday is always going to be very important to me. I've been out there a few times, but in 2015, I was lucky enough to win the hound group at the Sydney Royal, which is it is the premier thing for dog showing. It's the premier event in Australia. So that was very important. And the dog that I had that day was a Harrier, which is similar to a foxhound, a bit smaller, but she's since passed away. So I think that'll always be a very special place for me that I got to enjoy something so important with her before she left us.
Tim and I get a lot of exposure to the cattle community at Sydney Royal, the horse community at Sydney Royal, and a lot of the volunteers that get involved. What is the dog community like at Sydney Royal?
Oh, it's great. I think everyone really, really looks forward to it. It's a big event. We always get to have a big cocktail party after Best in Show. So it definitely goes on everyone's calendar as somewhere that you want to be. Like win, lose or draw, you want to be on that day and you want to see it all unfold.
I keep going back to the show side of it. I've been asking this question each day to various people that we've been chatting to. Maybe Lindsay is saying something about me, I don't know. Brigette, is there a food or something that...
Chips on a stick. Chips on a stick. Without a doubt, chips on a stick. It is my favourite food at the Easter Show. I'm one of those people that will stand in that ridiculously long lineup for chips on a stick. And I know it's so simple, but just can't beat it.
In terms of people, is there a person that is quintessentially Sydney Royal that you can't wait to see every year?
I don't think there's a single person. I think for me, it's the whole community aspect. It's bringing all the different parts of my life together because I show dogs, but obviously that's not a standard hobby for a lot of people. So then I've got all my work friends and my normal friends and everyone sort of knows I'll be at the Easter Show. So whether they're there just to go on the rides or to take their kids for show bags or to show their dogs, it sort of brings everyone in my life together.
Well, it's funny, when Tim and I were talking about the different sections of the show we wanted to cover and the quintessential people for us, when we got to the dog section, I thought of you immediately. And I thought of someone else who's just joined us now who does something quite different with dogs at the show. Welcome to the program, Dave Graham.
Hi, Lindsay. Sorry about my tardiness. You know, I've got this one to look after, and another 30 behind me. So, yeah, it took a little bit of organising. You know how it is with kids.
Oh, kids, yeah, totally. Hey, so while Bridget's out running the programs in terms of the judging and the stewarding and getting competitors going at Sydney Royal, what are you doing at Sydney Royal?
Crikey. What we were supposed to be doing is ninja. So these guys here are my little canine ninjas. So think Ninja Warrior, but with dogs. So a huge, big setup. The setup is absolutely massive. It's actually still set up behind us over here. So we had 20 dogs, all run by young people, and they literally did exactly what you see on Ninja Warrior, the TV show, but dogs were doing it, yes.
That's
we even
really
had
cool.
Mount Kosciuszko at the end, you know, this huge, big apparatus that the dogs would go all the way to the top at. So, yeah, so that was one of the activities. The other thing was meet all the different celebrities from Channel 7. So that was going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to find out all the housemates from the Channel 7 guys, plus meet all the different animals from across, the pet area. So all the birds and a lot of crazy stuff usually happens when it comes to meeting the bird people. And then, of course, the cat people. And then, you know, as Bridget knows, all the amazing dog people. Her dad was always bringing up all the crazy dog people with Dr. Rob Zammit.
Hey, Bridget, I'm a little bit disappointed you didn't bring a dog with you to the program.
I do have a little one, but I was saving our visit because we might not. I have a 2.5-week-old puppy that usually you would never see out and about. This is one of the things that's brilliant about a live stream because we can do it from home. This is a special little boy. He actually got stuck and the vet had to pull him out and they were convinced he wasn't going to make it. He somehow survived. So watch this space. I'm sure you'll see this one in years to come.
Dave, as we look at Bridget's beautiful little puppy there, mate, for you, not going to Sydney this year, you've obviously put so much work into these dogs to get them there. It's kind of like, I suppose, is it getting dressed up for the ball and then not actually getting to strut your stuff?
It is. I mean, we've got... So all the shows were going to be run by Backtrack lads. So that's young lads that, if you've seen Backtrack Boys, the documentary, or you know about the local hero, Australian of the Year, Bernie Shakeshaft, it's a program that takes young kids that are doing it tough, like boys between 13 and 17, and we join them up to a dog. They all get a pup each, a young dog, and they train them up, and they literally... it saves their lives. So if they're going through severe depression, it's a pretty vulnerable time of their lives, going through that 13 to 17. If you remember it, it was hell. So, and these guys have all the added benefits of extreme poverty, social disconnection, obviously a lot of domestic violence, a lot of drug problems, and literally bonding them with a dog, as we all know, changes everyone's lives. And so, yeah, they all got a dog each, and we've been training now for the Sydney Royal for 4.5 months, and we did a lot of regional shows as well, just to get the young fellows ready for being on a stage where we have thousands of people to watch us. And so the lads were really, really looking forward to it. It was probably going to be the highlight of their year, without question. But we had 2 weeks break, obviously, with trying to work out what was going to happen with Corona. But the good news is that I just had a conversation with the minister a little while ago, and we are an essential service and we're going to get back to doing it.
So that was going to be my next question. How have you handled the disappointment for those guys? Because obviously, like all of us, I'm feeling depressed, and, you know, all I had to do was sit and talk each day. How have you managed that with them?
Okay, so a few different ways. We still do all of our circle work. Circle work is an amazing thing where you sit in a circle and you discuss how your day's going. Now, a lot of these guys, when they first come to us, they can't even speak. They can't speak in front of other people. They don't want to speak in front of other people. So they might just be able to say a colour. But they hopefully, after a little while, they'll say a number, and that's 1 to 10. And then we go around the circle, and then they can actually explain why they're that number. You know, why are they 3? which means, you know, they're in a lot of need, or why are they a 9, which means that they are really bountiful, enjoy and can share that with the others. So we can still do all of that stuff online, and we do that through videos just like this with the young fellas, and that's working out really well. Their counselling sessions are working out really well via that way. But what they're missing is the dogs. I mean, dogs are key to this program. I mean, they're missing Jimmy Choo here, who's a bit of our legend, and none of them are missing Pablo. This is, you know, as everyone knows, small fluffy dogs, not the nicest, but, you know, he keeps them all in line. But yeah, they're missing their individual dogs because, yeah, as you hear behind me, there's 30 Kelpies over there, and each boy has a Kelpie that they are missing. And when we had our chat on Wednesday with the lads, yeah, the biggest thing that they were all saying is it is just hell. And the funny thing is that we got them out of the hell of being locked in their room playing video games and doing drugs. And that's where they are now by force, and they hate it. So it just goes to show that things like the programs that we run in conjunction with the Royal Agricultural Societies works. It motivates young people to bond with an animal and to get out of the funk that they're in. So we haven't been able for the last 2 weeks to be able to do what they really need, but virtually things have been going as good as they possibly can. But as of Monday, we're all back to normal. So that'll be good for them.
Just reminded me of a great phrase that the CEO of the International Association of Fairs and Exhibitions, which is basically the show body looking after all shows in America and the world, she says the phrase, shows change lives. And I think that your program is an example of the role that shows play, the extraneous role shows play in giving people a platform to grow and develop. I've asked everyone this question, and Tim asked Brigette today to answer these 2 questions. What is your quintessential must-have dirty show food? And who is your quintessential Sydney Royal person? Like, who's the person, when you think of Sydney Royal, you think, yes, I get to see so-and-so?
Oh, you're asking me? I thought Brigette would go first.
So you missed Brigette. She's already been.
I already
Who
answered
are
those ones. I've already done. It's your turn, Dave.
Me and Jimmy had the same look in our face, didn't we? We're like,
I love Jimmy.
Okay, so the food that I would eat the most, I'm going to be totally honest with you, because we go to so many agricultural shows, it's the fancy food that you get fed upstairs in the stadium where all you guys get to hang out all the time. That's fancy food. I'm gonna be honest, that would be it. And then this is a secret that we don't tell too many people, but I'm gonna let rip right now because, you know, why not?
Certainly us. We're not going to share it with anyone much.
We let our dogs, I'm going to get in so much trouble.
Dave, what are you going to say?
We let our dogs do a runner after everyone's gone, because most often we camp shows, and so all the young lads, and we let the dogs do a runner, and they go and clean up all the stuff that people have dropped. Seriously.
That's why the grounds are always so clean.
That's why they're
in the morning.
It's the stuff that gets mushed
now
into the ground.
I know.
And the dogs just love it, and they run around after the chip, after the Dagwood dog piece that fell off the stick at the end. And literally, it's only 20 minutes they're allowed to do it, but they just run like crazy, eat all the tucker, and then we whistle, they're straight back. They get put in their crates and they go to sleep for the night, ready for the show the next day. Hopefully they didn't get anything too bad, but the funny thing is, we hadn't done the Brisbane Royal, but the problem is at the Brisbane Royal, and we we're going to find out what was going to happen at the Ekka in August, but the main thing that falls on the ground there is strawberries, because everyone has their strawberry cones, and the one thing that falls off is the strawberry. So I didn't know how the dogs were going to go just eating strawberries. But the Sydney Royal, you are guaranteed to have chips on sticks on the ground. You're guaranteed to have Dagwood dogs on the ground, and lots of donuts. So yeah, the dogs were pretty lucky in eating all of that stuff. And who would I miss from the show? I'm gonna cause controversy again, and Brigette knows exactly who I'm talking about. All the bloody mad people, all the people that are absolutely off chops, and you only see them at each show, and you don't know where they go for the rest of the year. Where do they hide for the other 12 months? But you see them in the show, the people that are so passionate about their species. No other species of animal or breed of animal should exist except for the ones that they have. It doesn't matter if it's a Hereford or a Bernese cat, or if it's a sparrow or a Flemish rabbit. Those people that just love their breed or species of animal, they're the ones that I miss.
I've got one final question. I've got one final question for you all, but I'm actually going to start with Lindsay, because in all of our discussions over the last week or so, Lindsay, we haven't asked this question of you. Is there a moment for any of you, and Lindsay, you can go first, Brigette second, we'll finish with Dave, it'll probably take us 3 hours to get through his. Is there a moment, Lindsay, in your show life that you wish you could forget, you wish you could erase from history?
I'm going to give you two. One is I've done thousands of faux pas at the shows I do throughout the year, but I've got two I've done at Sydney Royal that I'm just like head-shakingly embarrassed about. One is Tim and I say the words memorial trophy, memorial trophy, memorial trophy ad nauseum every single day because we're presenting memorial trophies. To the point where I had a beautiful old gentleman who we always have up in the broadcast box, who's really generous with his knowledge, holding his own trophy, and I repeatedly referred to it as a memorial trophy. He was very much alive, and he is hopefully for a very long time. Like in front of tens of thousands of people. And the second one is, this is a little bit inappropriate, but when we have a champion, Tim and I like to tell the audience about the breeding of the horse. And when you say the sire and the dam, you say that a horse is by the sire's name and out of the dam's name. Well, 1 year without pre-reading, I read straight off the email that the dam, therefore the horse was out of Tammy's beaver.
That's gold. That's gold.
Yeah, and the cowboys next to me that I was interviewing were swearing and crying. I had to lean across them and turn all their microphones off. They were dying. Oh, a champion out of Tammy's beaver.
All right, Brigette, tell us the one thing you wish you could erase.
Probably as an exhibitor. It's not since I've been volunteering. Luckily, yes, I'm sure that one will come. But getting stuck in traffic, turning up really late, and our breed was already in the assembly area ready to go in, not having time to take the dog to the toilet, having to run straight in the ring, and then the dog proceeding to pee for about 60 seconds in the ring and then get last. So, note to all exhibitors, check what time your judging is on and don't do that because you will lose.
And Dave.
I'm a walking.
But you just keep going.
Doc, so
no one knows.
When I do shows. Yeah. I think the only reason they ever invite me back is so I can apologise for the previous year's missteps. The only one that I can think of that actually really, really did make me feel shocking was last year at the Sydney Royal. We had the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister there to give out some awards for the canine super ball, the dog high jump, and it was pretty massive. The crowds obviously were chock-a-block, and there was some big political thing happening at the time, so there was a lot of media there. It was like an absolute scrum, and then it was a brand new Deputy Prime Minister who I had no idea who he was. His name is Michael McCormick, and he's a great bloke, but I had no idea. And anyway, he kept trying to come closer to me while I was chatting to the Prime Minister, and I said to the bloke, "Can you just get the security guy to just back away? He's not gonna do anything." And they're like, "No, it's your Deputy Prime Minister." So yeah, I thought it was ScoMo's security guy, and I'm like, "Back away, man!" But, he's trying to be the Deputy Prime Minister standing while I'm having a chat. But no, that was yeah. And I forgot that I not only was using a mic like this, but I had a lapel mic on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so everyone heard it. Yeah.
All right, you win.
Yeah, I think Dave, you do win.
Dave win.
Hey, Brigette, thank you so much for taking some time out and bringing your new addition to the chat.
You.
It's so wonderful to see, and we look forward to seeing you.
Brigette, what is it? What is it, though?
It's an English foxhound.
Of course it is.
Closer. Yeah.
So this is the only point that they're not barking.
Oh, yeah, no, he's only quiet. I fed him right before this. Otherwise, he would be screaming already. Trust me. They're noisy from the second they're born.
Listen to this. 30 Kelpies right there, no noise. Perfect dog. Not saying that you got the wrong breed there, babes, but just
I
saying.
know, I really do, but I love them. I can't help it.
Before we get into a dog domestic, Dave, thank you so much for joining us. We're so sorry you and the guys couldn't do the canine ninjas this year, but I'm sure we'll see it down the track at some point in time.
Well, the good thing about the Sydney Royal is it comes around Easter time every year, and I reckon we'll be back next year, right?
Well, look, we're putting this show together so that they have to take us all back.
Yeah. We'll be there. Just the four of us. We'll be there with our pups having a show.
Yeah, they're seeing all these depressed, self-isolating people having fun in their backyards. They're like, oh, they're fine. No, they're not fine. We need to be at the Royal.
We do.
God, my computer's getting rained on. I've got to go.
Guys,
All right,
thank you so
bye.
much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having us. See you.